What's happening, everybody? Matt here, but you can call me Matub, and welcome to Matub's Musings. This is a show where I'm going to look at the Packers' opponent for the week, talk about some strengths and weaknesses, and make a prediction at the end. This week, the Green Bay Packers are going to be traveling to Atlanta to play against the Falcons, who are on fire offensively, and bad on defense. I guess bad's not a very good word. They've got one good corner, and they've got a few good defensive linemen, but traditionally, other teams don't have too much problem putting up points on them. But your defense doesn't have to be amazing if you score 35 points a game, as we saw in 2011. Now, for the injury report, the Packers, there aren't a whole lot of surprises there. Jared Cook and James Starks are going to be out. Demarius Randall's going to be out with his groin injury that he had to have surgery for. But Quentin Rollins, who we kind of thought we were going to see, is also out, which means that Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu are going to be going up against Ladarius Gunter and Dimitri Goodson, or as I like to call him, Dimitri Not Goodson. I'm hilarious. Now, will Julio Jones have another 300-yard day? I hope not. The Packers' safeties in Clinton Dix and Morgan Burnett are very, very good, honestly, a top 5 tandem. And with them playing deep, most likely is going to be roaming the middle of the field. They might be able to keep Julio under 200 yards for the day, which Gunter's strength is his press at the line, which you saw against Odell Beckham Jr. He did a very good job. But Julio Jones is a much bigger, much stronger receiver than Odell. So I don't know if Gunter can't get the press on the line, or God forbid if Julio is going against Dimitri Goodson, or for some reason he's in the slot against Micah Hyde. That's 6. But the Packers did catch a break from the Falcons injury report in, I believe Al Michaels called him ageless. The ageless Dwight Freeney is questionable with a quad injury. So he currently has 3 sacks on the season, which, with the Packers offensive line currently being the best in terms of pass blocking efficiency, I don't know if the Falcons pass rush is going to be much of an issue. But currently out for the Falcons is Tevin Coleman, who leads all running backs in receiving yards. Devontae Freeman, their other running back, is also no slouch. If you're a fantasy football player, Tevin and Devontae are both running back 1 territory. They put up points, they put up yards. It's all the cogs that turn in the machine of the Falcons offense. For example, if you look at the Saints game, Julio Jones had 1 reception for 9 yards, I think it was, but they still put up like 40 points. And a lot of that came out of the backfield, and it came from Mohamed Sanu, and they ran a lot of swing passes and screens, which we've seen the Packers linebackers are not super great in coverage at times. Jake Ryan and Blake Martinez one day will be amazing, and then the next day will look completely lost. So it's kind of it's a coin toss, if you could say that. The Packers offense, I don't know. Playing the Bears is always good for us, but playing other teams that aren't actually bad usually shows our flaws. With currently, Ty Montgomery is questionable with an illness, but I think that would be one of those probable cases. But with the league taking away the probable tag for the year, a lot of people are going to be listed as questionable. Randall Cobb is currently questionable with a hamstring. TJ Lang with a hip. Cobb had 2 should-have-been touchdowns last week, but should-have-been touchdowns is a hell of a lot closer than some of the stuff we were getting out of him last year. Devontae Adams came out of nowhere. In the offseason, I was one of the cut Devontae crew. I just didn't see it. And him being called the MVP of the offseason last year and then coming out and playing the way that he did, it was pretty bad. I remember a while back I did the math, and had Aaron just not thrown to Devontae at all based on the stats, his passer rating for the season would have gone up by like 10 points, I think it was. But with Randall Cobb possibly limited and TJ Lang possibly limited, I still think that we'll have a pretty good guard tandem. Lane Taylor has been playing a lot better than I expected. He's not as good as Josh Sitton, but the loss between the two has not been as apparent as I thought it was going to be. Ty Montgomery playing out of the backfield, if he can go, is going to be huge for the Packers. The middle of the defense for the Falcons has been bad. If you have a seam-busting tight end or a wide receiver who can run like a wheel route or a Texas route, You've been able to get chunks and chunks of yards against the Falcons defense in that way. And I think that Ty, with the game that he had last week, we're going to see that again. I would like to see some work out of Nile Davis. He is big. He's fast. He's not the best running back in the world, which is why we got him for conditional 7th, I think it was. But he's big and fast. You can't teach that. It's the same way that everyone always talks about Jeff Janis. Jeff Janis is big, he's strong, he's fast. Can't teach that. As what we saw in Arizona, sometimes that does pay off. Don Jackson did not break his hand, so we might actually see him in some of the running back rotations. So, out of our 3 running backs, we have a wide receiver, we have a kick returner who is 3rd string, and we have an undrafted free agent who just got taken up from the practice squad. So, I honestly don't think the Packers offense is going to be the explosive monster that we all want it to be, being run by Aaron Rodgers and a very good offensive line. But I still think that they're going to be able to put up points. However, my final verdict, I think that the Falcons are going to win this, and I think it's going to be high scoring for them, not so high scoring for us. I think that it will be Falcons, let's say 27, Packers 20. All right, guys. Sorry to disappoint, but as always, I'm Matt, but you can call me Matub, and those are my musings for the day.